Hello, Educators First community. I'm just going to give a few seconds to see who, if anyone, is popping on this evening. And if you're watching later, I just want to say I hope you had a good day today. It's Thursday, almost to the weekend. And I hope some of you have some great plans for this weekend. So I'm Robin Montegari. Back again. I was here Tuesday night. It was such a pleasure to have an opportunity to pop on and speak to some of my favorite people, which are educators. As I said the other night, I have a lot of family who are educators. So I'm always happy to talk to some like-minded people. So I am a school counselor, 12 years now and counting. I am also a life coach, and I host a free Facebook community. And in both my life coach and Facebook community, my focus is on women who are in the empty nest-ish and midlife-ish stage of life. And I support people, this is what I love to do, is support people, women in particular, in the transformation that can happen in that transition time of life. So that's what I do outside of this. So I'm really happy to be talking to you all this evening. And I wanted to talk tonight about presence and the value of being present and how it can help you come to calm. And I think it's particularly useful right now because we are in a business, in a line of work that asks a lot of us, and is unpredictable, and unexpected changes keep popping up. And B, we are in the middle of the holiday season, or getting to the middle of the holiday season, which also often means a lot of people expecting a lot of us and us trying to do so much. And also, we're in the middle of a pandemic. So I think talking about the value of the quality of presence is right on the money right now, right on target. And if I can encourage you and inspire you to be a little more present in your life, then I feel like I've done something really good, because I think presence is one of the most beautiful and strong and useful qualities that we can take into our everyday lives. So I'm sure you all know what presence is, but what is presence? So presence is being fully there in the moment. So being right here in this moment, and right here in this moment, and right here in this moment. It's being fully present. So for me right now, I'm talking to the Educators First community. And many of you are not watching now. You are busy doing whatever you're doing in your life. And you may be watching later on at your own, at your convenience, when it's a better time for you. But what I hope you are getting from me, whether you're watching right now or whether you're watching 3 hours from now or 3 days from now or 3 weeks from now, I hope you are getting the feeling that I am in this moment, speaking to you as if we are sitting across the table from each other, fully present and engaged. And that's what presence is. Think about a child at play. a young child, right? They're not thinking about what happened 10 minutes ago, and they're not thinking about what they're doing 20 minutes from now. They are in the moment playing, or they are in the moment pissed off, or they are in the moment, whatever it is, whatever that emotion is, but they are there in that moment. Think about, for those of you who have pets, think about your pet chewing on a bone, or just playing around. They're in the moment. They're not 10 minutes ago. They're not 3 days ago. They're not 5 hours from now. They are right now. That's the quality that I would love to see more of us as human beings on this earth. I would love to see more of us engaging in the quality of presence. Because the quality of presence gets you to the quality of calm and ease. And I mean, I don't know. I can't think of anything better than that, right? So I want to give you a couple of examples, because also I will say that presence can give you, it can build your strength. It can, because being present doesn't always mean being present in the great times and in, like, the rainbows and the butterflies and the, parties and the great. Being present also means in the tough times, in the sad times, in the challenging times. But when you're fully there, you get so much out of every experience. And that's what we're here for. And when you're fully there for the good times or the quiet times or the times that you think don't matter, when you start to experience full presence in those times, you build this well of strength that you can draw on for other times. So a couple of examples, and I consider these like the throwaways, the times that we think don't really matter. We all have to go to work in the morning. And I don't know, many of you may be working from home, but think about when you're commuting. So I go to work every morning. My commute is about 35 minutes. I get in my car, I get to the end of my driveway, I make a left, I drive down the road, I make another left, and all of a sudden, I'm at work, pulling into my parking spot. And I think, like, I cannot believe I didn't even notice what I was doing the whole way here. Like, obviously, if people were pulling out in front of me, I was managing to be safe. Hey, Megan. Hey, Rose. I don't know you, Rose, but hi. I obviously managed to be safe. I made it to work, but I didn't notice any of it. So that's 35 minutes of my time that was spent just doing something automatically. And what did I miss out on? So many of us might think, what's the big deal? You're driving to work. You do it every day. What do you need to notice? Well, I'll tell you what I miss out on and what I could have noticed. So when I get to my parking spot and I realize that I didn't notice a thing on the way there, used to not matter to me. But now it makes me a little like melancholy because I missed out on the start of my day. So on my way to work, and I'm very fortunate, and I'd be curious whether you're watching now or if you're watching like 6 months from now, because whether you live in an area like me or you live in a city or wherever you live, you probably have these types of experiences that you have at your, that you have right there at your fingertips that you may be missing out on your way to work. So on my way to work, I drive through a lot of quiet streets, wooded area, country-ish roads. I'm on the highway very short time. But when I started to really be present in my drive, when I really got into my practices of self-awareness and presence, I started to notice the most amazing way that the sun in the early morning, 6:30 in the morning, 6:15 in the morning, the sun rises over some hills in a very wooded area of my drive, and how it breaks through the leaves on the trees when the trees are full of leaves, or how it comes through the empty branches in fall, or how the sky is a certain kind of purple or pink or orange in that early morning hour. Or my favorite is how when the branches are covered with a thin layer of ice in the winter, and the sun glistens in a way that leaves me, I'm not even kidding, awestruck. Just full of awe at how beautiful it is. And it kicks off my day. First of all, it makes me realize my place in the universe. There are things so much bigger than me. And I am a part of those things, which is an awesome feeling. And I feel like some people sometimes will be like, oh, woo-woo, whatever. But it is the absolute truth. When you take the moment to notice what nature can do in the morning, it's incredible. And it brings me to my workplace, which can be stressful, with the frame of mind that I am a part of something bigger, with the frame of mind that has joy in it and has a certain kind of ease in it and a certain kind of like mellow, where I go to work and I'm just like, I have a gorgeous drive to work in the morning. The world is beautiful. And if the world can be beautiful, I can certainly share some of that today. It brings me more into my body. It makes me more able to notice when I'm starting to get in a bad place, those self-awareness moments where we need to bring ourselves back to some kind of calm. And having experienced that feeling, it gives me something to draw on when I need ease and calm, when I need to remember beauty and joy. I can dip into that well that I've been building and pull out that feeling and be like, okay, I'm going to imagine the way the sun glistens off of those branches, and that is going to help me ground myself and be back and calm and approach this in a better way. It makes me better. It helps me to show up as my best self. So another example, coffee in the morning. Okay, so if you do coffee in the morning, I don't care if it's a Keurig or a percolator or a Mr. Coffee or whatever it is, we do it. We just do it. Or we set it the night before or whatever. But what about if you notice the sound of your scooper scooping out the coffee, if it's a Mr. Coffee or a percolator? You pour it into the filter. You add the water. You turn it on. You can hear the coffee coming through the filter and dripping into the pot. You can smell the smell of that coffee, the start of your day. You're a part of it. I mean, it seems like nothing, but it's not nothing. It's part of everything. It is a moment that would have been wasted by you, if we're just on automatic pilot. Or if we're busy thinking about the past, or busy, worrying about the future. It's lost on us. It seems like such a small thing, but I challenge you to try it. I challenge you to just be present with the making of your coffee, or the making of your tea, or the pouring of your orange juice. The sight, the sound, the smell, the feel. I challenge you. It makes everything else so much more in focus and so much better. And again, it adds to that library of emotions that you can draw on that make you know that you have got this. You've got this. That make you happier when you're happy and make you know that you're okay when you're challenged, that you can do this, that you can get to the other side. And you might say, well, making my coffee is going to do that. But it's all these little things wrapped up, all these present moments that get you through all those other moments. And one more example from a morning. So part of my morning routine is to walk my dog. Hello, Mary. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Part of my morning routine is to walk my dog, a big old pit bull mix that we rescued. And so some mornings I'll find myself just like throwing that leash on and bringing him out and like, just hurry up, do what you have to do so we get back inside, and I don't notice a thing. The present me gives my dog a pat on the head, looks it in the eyes. That dog adores me. I mean, who doesn't want to be adored? Who isn't at the top of the heap when they're adored? The dog adores me, wagging its tail, waiting for me to clip that leash on, waiting for me to open the door and take the first steps outside. And then I get to watch that dog like sniffing the air, noticing the squirrels, whatever it is, if I'm present. And there's nothing more present than that animal that's just loving whatever's out there for it. And I get to be a part of that. And I get to use that as I walk into the rest of my day. I get to use that when I'm stressed because somebody just handed me one more thing to do. You know, I get to use all of those things. I get to draw on those feelings. So being present is more than just noticing and stepping in the moment. It's also storing up all of those feelings, because part of getting what we want in terms of abundance and, manifesting the good things and being a magnet, right? So we get back what we put out. Part of that is not just saying it, not just saying, I'm going to have a great day, not just saying, I'm going to make lots of money. It's not just saying it, it's feeling it. And you can't feel it if you haven't experienced it. And being present gives us the opportunity to experience it. And like I said, even the not so good things, even the horrible things, even the things that we don't necessarily want to be present for, right? We spend so much of our time, thinking I should be present, but I really just can't wait till this day ends. I know I should be present, but let me just get rid of that. Okay, sorry, that was a phone call. I thought I had do not disturb on. So yeah, we know we should be present, but we're rushing ourselves through the times that are challenging for us. What I want to see us do is slow it down. Don't rush through the times that are challenging for us. Be there in the times that are challenging for us and use the tools we have to get through them and to be our best selves and to lead others through them. We can do that. There have been times in my life where I've made decisions and I've been present enough. So I've been to the point where I'm present enough to know what the best decision would be, but I don't have the courage to make the decision that I know is the best one for me. So I've made other decisions. So being present includes being standing in those difficult times and making a choice that's best for you, even if you're afraid. And that's what real presence allows you to do and gives you the tools to do. So, how do we develop presence? Well, let's talk about a couple of ways. So, so breathing. So the other day I talked about the breath. Our breath is the most amazing gift ever in the world, right? We don't think about it and it keeps us alive. We don't even have to think. It just happens. But if we think about it, it gives us even more. So it gives us the power to be aware of how we feel, so self-awareness. It gives us the power to have something to focus on in meditation. And it gives us the power, probably a million more things that I can't even think of. And it gives us the power to come to our presence. So if you notice, and if you're doing any self-awareness practices, right, and you start to notice, okay, I notice I'm spiraling. I notice I'm getting angry. I notice I'm kind of out of my body. I don't really have control over where my emotions are going. I need to get present. Use your breath. So right now, take a breath in and release. And if you really want your breath to work for you, notice it, follow it. Follow it in. Notice the top of it where it stops for just a second and follow it out. Feel it empty out of your stomach, your lungs. Feel it empty. And it can bring us back into the moment. It's an amazing, when you think about it, an amazing tool, an amazing piece of technology, an amazing piece of nature that we have at our disposal every moment of every day to bring us into presence. Another way to be with our presence, to get back into presence, is also what we did, what we talked about the other day, Tuesday, in self-awareness, and that's checking in with your body. So noticing where your body is hitting earth, hitting solid. So noticing my spine, right now I'm leaning against a couch, noticing my spine on the couch, noticing my butt on a cushion, noticing my heels right now are touching the floor, noticing your body and where you're touching earth. That can bring you to presence. So noticing your breath, noticing your body, these things can bring you back to presence and then let you make a more full and informed decision. It maybe will keep you from doing something you'll regret later. It's all part of presence. And then a third way is to engage the five senses. So this is something that, well, all of these things are, but this is something in particular that I use with my teenage students, my young adults. This is something I use with anybody who is feeling like they're spiraling a little bit, right? So I'm feeling super overwhelmed, maybe feeling like I can't catch my breath. Whatever level of starting to feel anxiety and panic you're at, using those five senses can bring you back into a room, into the presence, into something solid. It can get you grounded again. So, for example, I'm sitting with a student who is really feeling like they're spiraling. I can engage them in, tell me one thing that you can see right now. Just tell me one thing that you can see. No pressure. One thing that you can see. Oh, I can see out your window. I can see the view out your window. That's great. That's great. Tell me one thing that you can hear. Right now, I can hear my heart pounding in my chest. Okay. So let's take a breath and think about your heart pounding in your chest and try to slow that down. Tell me one thing that you can smell. I can smell the coffee that somebody's brewing down the hall. Okay? Or I can smell the, whatever it is, I use essential oils in my office, so I can smell the essential oil that you have. Okay, that's great. Tell me one thing that you can feel. One thing that you touch and feel. I can feel my pants against my legs. I can rub the material. I can feel my butt against the seat. Tell me one thing that you can, what did I miss, guys? One thing that you can taste. Taste is sometimes kind of hard, but tell me one thing that you could taste. So maybe they can taste the gum that they're chewing, or a mint that they had, or the coffee they had this morning, or whatever it is. And that can bring somebody right back to presence. So you can use that for you, but I also would say that's a great thing, educators, to use for anybody any of your students who might be feeling, any age too, who might be feeling mindfully eating. Yes, Megan, that can bring you to presence. Any age that is having any kind of panic or anxiety, that's something that can bring them back into the present moment. And when you come back to the present moment, you can come back to calm. So I want to go back to what Megan just said. Megan just shared mindful eating. Anything we do mindfully can bring us to presence. I can walk mindfully and feel my feet hitting the ground, feel my heel and feel the ball of my foot. That can bring me back to presence and bring me to calm. Okay, so let's see, what are some other things that you can do mindfully? We can eat mindfully. Oh, that's what we just said, eating mindfully, walking mindfully. There are so many things that you can do mindfully that can bring you back to the present moment. And in all of those things, you are building your strength, building your core strength to handle any type of situation that comes your way and to be calm. So let's just talk about the holiday, right? We're going into the holiday. My daughter was just at the mall the other day, and I was surprised when she called me and told me it was packed with people. And I don't know if that was like old time packed or like pandemic packed, but she was very anxious because there were a lot of people. So I said to her, just, you know what, take a minute, take some breaths, and decide what you need to do. Do you want to leave? Do you want to stay? Pick your path. You're okay. Just know that you're going to be okay. And she did that, and it got her through that situation that had her stressed. So being present is something that I would say is at the top of my list of things to practice when we are in difficult and trying times. And so what I'd love to do right now, just hi, Michael. What I'd love to do right now, just for the last 5 minutes, and honestly, I don't have any kind of time on my phone right now, so I have no idea how long or how short it is that I've been talking. But I would like to do just a 5-minute short check-in with our bodies, so a little body scan. And what I'd like to say is that this is something that you can use anytime. Probably a wonderful time, we talked about it on Tuesday, is that transition time between work and home. So get comfortable wherever you are. Hi, Mallory. Get comfortable wherever you are. And I'm actually going to look at my little computer here to see where I am on time. And take a seat, or you can lay down if you want. I'm sitting on actually my meditation cushion. And take a nice deep breath in. And exhale. And take another breath in, all the way down to your belly. Fill yourself up. And exhale. And one more breath in. And exhale. And now just go back to your normal rhythm. The normal in and out of your breath. And I would encourage you, if you'd like, to close your eyes and just let your focus fall on the in and the out of your breath. And we're present in the moment. Present with this breath and with this breath and with this breath. And now just bring your attention gently to your face and your head. We carry around a big weight with our head, actually, like a bowling ball. And notice any sensations in your head. And as you're breathing, just allow your face and your head to relax. Maybe relax your cheeks. Relax that little space in between your eyes we often forget about. Notice your ears and let them relax. And notice your jaw, where we carry so much of our tension, and let your jaw relax. And let your tongue relax in your mouth. And just continue to breathe in and out at your normal pace, knowing that you have no place to be, nothing else to do. Just breathe and relax. And now just notice your neck, Maybe move it around a little bit. Allow any of those muscles that may be tight from your day to relax. Bring your attention to your shoulders and let your shoulders just drop away from your neck. Let them just relax and fall down towards the ground. And just keep breathing. And if your mind should wander, and we're human and our minds wander, that's okay. Just bring it back to your breath. And now notice your arms. Let them relax. And notice your hands. And if you're clenching any part of your hands, just let your hands open and relax in a comfortable position. Let your chest and your abdomen relax. Let them melt with the breath. And notice your bottom. Notice your butt where it's touching the chair. And just notice any sensation and let it relax. Notice your thighs and your knees. And with every breath, let your muscles relax and melt. Notice your calves. Let your calves relax. And notice your feet. We put so much pressure on our feet all day, every day. Feel your toes and your heel and your instep. Notice any sensations there and just let it melt away. Let it relax. And just be in this moment, present, right here, right now. And just notice your body and any sensations that are left. And just be okay with whatever is. And any place that you can relax, just let it relax. And just take a couple of breaths. And enjoy the feeling of being in the present moment, completely relaxed. And now just take a nice cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more long breath in. And a long breath out. And just feel yourself melting. And then you can just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, open your eyes if they were closed, and come right back to this space and time, feeling refreshed, ready for whatever you have left in the evening to do, ready to unwind, ready to be with your family, whatever it is. And know that this is something that you can nurture yourself with, do for yourself anytime that you need to. You can come to your breath and noticing your body, bringing yourself into a state of presence and a state of calm. And it doesn't have to take a long time. It can be shorter than this. It can be longer than this. It can be whatever you need. And with that, I want to say thank you so much for joining me, whether you're joining me now or joining me at some other time. I hope that you draw some inspiration from my talk with you this evening. And educators, Take care of yourselves. You need it. You deserve it. Thank you so much for having me. And maybe sometime we'll talk again. Good night, everyone. You're welcome, Mallory.